Com você. Hi, how are you? Be welcome to our Portuguese live class where today I will teach you how to develop the language skills in Portuguese. Just let me see if it's working on YouTube. Let me know here on the chat if you can hear me. Okay, it's working. So I can see Di Oliveira. Hi, Di Oliveira. Yes, we had a delay, but we are here. So today I will teach you the language skills that you need to develop them in Portuguese, and you can develop it by yourself. And after it, at the end, we will have a challenge here for you to do like 1 month study for learning Portuguese by yourself. If you do it, I'm sure you can learn it, you will improve a lot this after 1 month of the challenge. So, what is the idea of what are the skills, for example? The skills when you are learning a language are listening, that is to listen songs, podcasts, the comprehension when a person is speaking Portuguese or another language. Another skill is writing, that is when you write a message to someone, when you write a letter. I don't know if you still write letters, but nowadays it's not common. But when you write a message, I think it's more common for a Brazilian friend, for another person, or also an email if you work with Brazilians. The other skill is reading. When you are reading a book, you're reading a message, we will teach you how to improve this skill. And also the last skill is speaking. So here I separated some ideas how do you can improve those skills by yourself. Can you see? Yes, you can see listening. Talking about the ability of listening, it refers to the ability to understand, the comprehension, what is said in Portuguese or another language that you are learning. Not only distinguishing words and phrases, but also quickly understand their meaning. So I have a tip for you. To develop your listening skill, it is necessary to train your ears to recognize different words and also different accents from Brazil. Here in Brazil, we have many accents. For example, I will say a sentence with my accent from the south of Brazil. I am from Curitiba. The word Curitiba is a big city. I am from Curitiba. I pronounce this. Curitiba é uma cidade grande. But a person from São Paulo would pronounce it. Curitiba é uma cidade grande. This is a simple example just for you see that if you just listen one kind of content, just one kind of accent, when you listen to another person who is speaking Portuguese that is from a different region, you'd feel like lost. But what are you speaking? I'm sure, I don't know what is your language, but I'm sure there are many different accents from your language, like English or Spanish, for example. For me, it's very hard to understand like Mexicans speaking Spanish because I'm from the south of Brazil. I am very close to Argentina, so I have a tendency to understand better Argentinians because they are close to me. Okay, this is the idea. To practice the listening, we recommend, it depends on what is your level. For example, we recommend some podcasts and Brazilian music. This is the skill that I love to practice because meanwhile you are driving to work, meanwhile you are cleaning your house, you can practice it. Like if you practice it like 5 or 10 minutes per day in 5 days a week, you will improve a lot. 10 minutes per day, 5 weeks would be 50 minutes. 50 minutes a week, 4 weeks in a month, you would be practicing 2 hours and a half. Imagine 2 hours and a half that you put the Portuguese like in simple activities when meanwhile you are doing some stuff. But remember, it depends on your level. If you are a beginner, I would recommend for you a podcast for beginners where do they, for example, pronounce good morning, bom dia. So you would learn a simple sentence, but it really helps you. But if you are kinda intermediate, I would encourage you to try to listen to some podcasts like when Brazilians or teachers are speaking with students, Portuguese students in a good speed, not so high. But if you are an advanced, I would encourage you to try to listen like podcasts that are created for Brazilians, that Brazilians listen to it. So it is very the speed that we speak in Brazil, like, oi, tudo bem? Vamos comer macarrão? Bora lá! And you would do this. And also the Brazilian songs, it really helps you. You will see that in the challenge that we are preparing for you, we have some exercises. It's pretty fun. We have some exercises just to listening stuff, but also listening Brazilian songs with lyrics. So it is pretty fun. It doesn't look you are studying. It's nothing boring, and you will practice Portuguese every day, and you will not be bored with it. The next skill that we are trying to encourage you to practice is writing. What is writing, teacher? This writing is when you write. It's like this. This ability allows you to write in Portuguese, which means that your texts and messages can be read by us Brazilians or by Portuguese people or another person that speaks Portuguese. And there are many ways to develop it. For example, there are many apps like Duolingo. When you are doing Duolingo, appears the sentence. When you are exercising on Duolingo, appears sentence. Translate this sentence into Portuguese. For example, I have a dog. So you will start writing it. Eu tenho cachorro. For example. Besides you exercise on Duolingo this writing, also you exercise your reading the same moment and also your listening. If I'm not mistaken, Duolingo also say this sentence. Yes, and about writing on our challenge, we prepared the most examples idea of writing. We have prepared to exercise on Duolingo, and if you are our students, when you are our students, we have a method that we teach you, and we have some exercise that is writing. So if you are our students, you would have those exercises on the book, and we recommend it to do it by yourself on a notebook. So for this challenge, I ask you for you prepare a notebook for writing also, because you will revise words. Also, because remember on the listening exercise, we have one exercise to write a lyrics of a Brazilian song. So you will write it and also practice your writing and listening, and also your reading. The next skill is reading. Now this could be not so boring. It depends on each person. For me, it's not boring it. And let me see. Oliveira, will you be able to share an intermediate podcast? Thank you. Yes, Oliveira. I will say it at the end, but here on the description, there is the link for you put your email to our Portuguese challenge. When you put your email, subscribe your email on this link, we will send you later a material with this challenge and also some podcasts, a beginner podcasts, an intermediate podcast, and also advanced podcast. We will send you some, I think we have 4 or 3 indications that are pretty good. We always recommend it to our students. We will send you it when you subscribe on this challenge that we are trying to launch today. Coming back to the next skill is reading. But teacher, what is reading? I could be here for hours and hours talking about the things that is good to reading. But in general, reading expands access to knowledge as it allows reading from newspapers and posts on social networks and Brazilian scientific articles. To learn, not to learn how to read, to exercise to read in Portuguese, there are many ways. Like I said, you are also books. And this constantly reading, making it a daily habit, you can start having more vocab, and also you have more vocab, and also you remember more words. This ability is pretty important. Why, teacher? Why? For example, here is a notebook, but imagine I have a book here, and I'm reading a simple history about a simple story about Brazil, for example. Ele foi para o Rio de Janeiro. So, besides you are practicing your reading, also you are learning how the words are written, and also you are remembering this word, and there is a high chance for you remember this word to practice it later, and it would be your speaking and also your listening when you are listening to Brazilian ideas. About reading, on our challenge, we prepared some exercises for you. Read more. We try to encourage you to read more and more Portuguese. And on the challenge, we prepared like some ideas. You can read text is news on Google. You put news about that things that you like, and also books. We have some recommendations. If you have any questions, feel free to text us here on YouTube, on our email, okay? And the last skill is speaking. If you are our student, you speak a lot on our classes. But if you aren't our students, there are many ways you can speak in Portuguese. For example, coming back to reading, when you are reading Portuguese, you could read it out loud. Bom dia, ele falou para mim. This is one idea. But I have a challenge for you. Because if you do this challenge that I'm getting there. This challenge that we prepared for you, if you complete the 28 days, 4 weeks, we will have one free class just about conversation, and you will practice everything that you learned by yourself with me or with other teachers and students that they also completed this challenge. So I have some slides to show you. Here, one second. I need to appear, of course. Here on this challenge, remember you need to subscribe your email here on the link on the description. We have some ideas for every day. For example, here is segunda-feira is Monday. And here you are reading it in Portuguese. Segunda-feira, listen to 10 minutes episode of podcast in Portuguese. You will start practicing your listening. Next idea, you would see, review your weekly lesson, write it down. You would exercise your writing. So every day, we have prepared some exercises for all the 4 skills that I said to you in the beginning of this class. And just do it. At the end of this challenge, I'm sure your Portuguese will be increased a lot with those exercise. And here, like I said before, we have a special gift for you. What is a special gift for you, teacher? If you complete this challenge, you will be able to participate in a group class with me about the challenge. You will practice Portuguese about the challenge, talking about your experience, who is you, for free. We will have a group class about it. So, now you have a challenge. The challenge will start next Monday. Remember, you need to subscribe on your email to receive our material and the podcast that we send to our students. And if you have any questions, feel free to text us by email and everything. And after you finish this challenge this first month, we will have the challenge number 2. Probably it will become harder than the challenge part 1. So this is my invite. Subscribe to see how it works with you, and you will receive the material. You will see it starts very slow, just 10 minutes, and it will increase. On the last days, the 27th, 28th, you will see that you are creating this habit of learning Portuguese. Because the hardest thing when you are learning language is to create a habit, to have a contact with the language. So we created this challenge to try to create this habit for you have Portuguese every day in your life. Being listening, be speaking, be writing, be reading. So this is the idea. We will try to create this habit on your life. If you complete this challenge, you will receive for free a group class with us just to talk about it, and you will practice a lot Portuguese with me. And also we will keep with this challenge, and I promise for you the challenge now part 2 will be harder than the challenge part 1. And this is my idea. I will challenge you. We will create some exercise for you to by yourself according to your availability during the day. And the biggest idea is try to create a habit of learning Portuguese and have the contact with Portuguese. And is it. And if you have any questions, feel free to text me here by YouTube, by email, by Instagram. And talk about Instagram. If you don't follow our Instagram, every day we post content there. Also, not just about Instagram, here on YouTube, every week we have classes on YouTube about grammar, Portuguese. Subscribe so on our channel for you receive more video classes in Portuguese for you practice it. Remember, you need to subscribe on the challenge on the link on the description, and I hope I will see you there on the class in group just to talk about it. How was your experience? And I hope I can help you with your Portuguese with our exercises. Okay, so I will say it in Portuguese. Obrigado, thank you if you have watched it, and I really hope I can help you with this Portuguese challenge. Okay, so obrigado, and subscribe your mail on the link on the description, ok? See you soon. Vejo você logo. Até mais. Tchau, tchau.